This is X, and he's a great guy, high IQ. He's a high IQ individual.
Elon Musk and Grimes, of course, welcoming their first child together this week. And soon after, they revealed the baby's name. It is spelled XAEA12.
What do you think would happen if you brought a restless 4-year-old into the most secure office in the world? Try not to think too hard because it already happened on February 11th, and Elon Musk learned the hard way. That morning, he brought his 4-year-old X to the Oval Office, and what happened next was so shocking.
Elon Musk's son. On Tuesday, Musk held a news conference in the Oval Office to explain his efforts to downsize the federal government.
That it left people wondering what happened to the young boy ever since. What happened that day at the Oval Office, and why was it such a big deal? Stay with us as we find out what happened to Elon's son. The outrageous moment. It was a difficult time in the political world as President Trump was about to sign an executive order with billions of dollars at stake, and reporters from 15 global networks within the White House press were there to watch it happen. Most of these reporters expected to have a long and difficult meeting with Elon and the president on important issues related to the order, but they were all in for a huge surprise. Arriving with Elon at the Oval Office was his 4-year-old son, XAEA12, also known by many today as Little X, and his presence was big enough to change the tone of the serious meeting into a funny yet outrageous event that the internet would never forget. Without further ado, the meeting kicked off not long after they came in, and the cameras started rolling. As expected, difficult questions poured in from the reporters, and Elon tried to answer the most challenging questions as fast as he could, while the president remained his usual witty self. Everyone had high expectations for this event, and rightfully so. Yet for some reason, no one expected Little X to act like any toddler would behave in his situation. Right when the meeting was getting serious, Little X began to pull on Elon's trousers while his father was trying hard to focus on the reporter talking to him. With Elon no longer giving him much attention, the boy quickly became restless, moving randomly like someone who had too much energy but couldn't do anything about it. Most of the reporters tried their best to focus on what they came for, but something even more surprising was about to happen. Turning away from his father, who was barely looking at him, Little X stuck his finger inside his nose while standing right next to the President of the United States. With so much focus, he dug into it like a treasure was lost inside before gently pulling it out with a smile on his face. Elon kept his eyes on the reporters he was talking to, hoping none of them would focus too much on the large booger on his son's little finger. But then came the worst part. With a happy smile on his face, Little X wiped the sticky substance from his nose on the sacred Resolute desk.
It's not 100% clear whether the nose picking was actually Trump's inspo in getting the desk lightly refinished, which he calls a very important job on Truth Social.
Most of the reporters gasped when this happened, while others tried hard not to laugh. They probably knew the long history behind this desk, which was why they found the toddler's behavior a bit strange, even for a playful child. This sacred table was at least 143 years old, and it was used by previous presidents and leaders going way back to the 19th century. Some theorists even believe it also has the famous red button. Yet, Little X had just wiped his snot on its surface in front of multiple cameras streaming live footage to multiple networks across the world, while Elon and the president tried to act like nothing just happened. More trouble at the Oval Office. At this point, it had gotten so bad that many reporters later on would playfully narrate this as a crime against history because of how sacred the table was. At this point, Elon began to look less serious about the meeting and more like someone who just realized bringing his 4-year-old to the most secure office in the world might not have been a good idea. But to everybody's surprise, Little X was just getting started. Now his mission was to get back his father's attention, so right when Elon was about to answer the next reporter, the boy started copying everything. From his simplest words to his complex mannerisms, Little X copied everything. According to the New York Post, if Elon lifted a hand, Little X would do the same but in a much more playful manner, while repeating his words in a louder tone. Like that wasn't awkward enough, Elon oftentimes had to repeat himself in an even louder tone to send his point across to the reporter speaking with him. The impressions were becoming too funny to ignore, especially when Elon was trying to explain a difficult answer by roundly moving his hands. Little X started doing the same thing, but by walking large circles around his dad until he lost his balance and almost bumped into the table he had just defiled. Many expected the president to react negatively, but all he did was smile. Elon wasn't all that amused. He was even caught at one moment giving his son a scary side eye, but sadly, not even a frightening look from his angry dad was enough to make him stand still, and it got so bad that Elon had to lift him onto his shoulders, and for a brief moment, it seemed the restless boy was finally under control, and the meeting could continue without any problems. But little did he know that the real trouble was just about to begin. At this point, it seemed little X was having too much fun. Multiple times he covered his father's eyes and pulled on his hair while giggling over his newest source of joy. What opposing journalists thought would be a good chance to trap the leaders they didn't like quickly became a battle not to laugh. Soon enough, little X got bored of playing with Elon's head and decided to become a part of the long and difficult conversation. And the most shocking moment came when one reporter was trying to cut his father off while he was still speaking. With a loud voice, little X pointed in the reporter's direction and boldly asked him to shut his mouth in front of everybody. This act couldn't be ignored, and a few seconds passed before some of them could hold back anymore. After a few laughs from the reporters, his father briefly apologized before taking his time to answer the question. Little X's mother's reaction.
Grimes is expressing frustration over her son's latest public appearance.
The rest of the meeting went fairly well with only a few mishaps along the way. And just like that, little X had turned a long, difficult meeting between leaders and the press into his happy personal playground. How did the world react to this? Well, for starters, his mother had a lot to say about what happened, and for many fans, her reaction was just as outrageous as her son's behavior. Many fans of Elon quickly turned this event at the Oval Office into a meme from the moment it streamed online. It was like the famous hawk tuah situation all over again, except the little boy quickly became so popular that many people thought something bad had happened to him. Many were eager to know more about the boy who turned the Oval Office into his playground and got away with it, but it was a whole different case for his mother. Claire Elise Boucher, commonly known by her stage name Grimes, is little X's mother, and she has a lot to say about this. According to the singer, she and Elon had agreed to keep their son away from the limelight for as long as they could. When they first met, both of them could easily relate to the struggles of being rich and famous. And what they wanted the most was for their children to have a shot at living a normal life without the stress of being scrutinized. Because of this, she found it hard to laugh at the funny things her son did, and was more concerned about his exposure. She allegedly spoke out, according to an article on page 6, that her son shouldn't be in public like this. According to Grimes, she called Elon the following day and begged him to keep their children off the internet as much as he could. Her heart could barely take seeing him on national television despite her relatively young age. She once tried taking things to court, but even that was not enough to keep her children's lives private. Grimes also put out a tweet on Elon's platform to show how bad she felt about what just happened. This tweet also implied that she had seen many times when young children's futures were put in trouble because their famous parents showed them off from an early age without giving them a shot at a normal life. Grimes called it a grave concern and something she worries about every day because of Elon's behavior in the limelight. Interestingly, this wasn't the first time she spoke out about protecting her children's privacy. Ever since they divorced in 2022, the couple has had a hard time figuring out their roles as parents, according to reports. Even deciding who spends more time with the children was a legal battle that took a lot of time before it got ruled out in Elon's favor. Speaking of which, Let us now look at the legal process in full detail and unravel what it means for little X. The legal battles. The drama started way back in 2022 after she gave birth to their third child, Technomechanicus, through a surrogate process.
Elon Musk, we know he's a genius, but how can someone who's so smart name his latest kid Technomechanicus?
Things only went downhill from that time in their relationship, to the point that living together as parents was slowly becoming a nightmare. It was during this difficult time when the news broke out. Elon Musk had other children with an executive she never knew about. A few months passed, and Grimes couldn't take it anymore. By April 2022, the singer took the matter to court in the hopes that she would have the chance to parent the children, and the issue worsened by late 2023 when the former couple could no longer agree on where they would live. Later on, they agreed that Grimes would move over to California with their two youngest children, while Elon kept living in Texas. In 2 weeks, Elon took the case to court because she allegedly took the children away from home without telling him. Grimes fought back by taking the matter to another court in San Francisco barely a week later. Elon's lawyers said in court that she only fought back in California because the courts over there allowed divorced wives to take more expensive child support fees than they could in places like Texas. Later on, the children ended up living with Elon, and she felt more isolated than ever. She complained on Elon's platform one day that she hadn't seen one of her children in over 5 months. According to Grimes, the emotional toll was so bad that she found herself delaying multiple music projects and album tours. She kept putting off work until she almost got broke sometime last year. Based on the official reports, by late August, the Texas court had given a final order that allowed Grimes to take care of her children every other week. And ever since then, both of them were able to continue with their private lives. They met once again and agreed to at least try to keep their children away from the public eye until they could figure out the whole parenting thing as a former couple. On the surface, this seemed to be an easy thing to do, and for a while, it seemed the former couple was finally getting along, at least when it came to looking after their children. But everything changed when Grimes scrolled through social media on the morning of February 12th and came across a video of her son sitting on Elon's shoulders in the Oval Office, right next to the US president. That was why she spoke out the way she did, wishing she had complete control over where her children go and the best time to do so. Taking the children to an amusement park is one thing, not making him appear on national television without her consent. As for little X, the world can't wait to see the young man he would grow up to become, as the time he spent at the White House has now become an important moment of his young life that the internet will never forget. Is Grimes right to be very concerned about what just happened with her son, or is she just jealous her son was able to have fun in the Oval Office? What does this footage reveal, and why is it causing such a stir? Buckle up as we unravel the scandal that has everyone talking about the monarchy again. Coronation footage reaction. During the coronation for King Charles III, newly surfaced footage reveals a tense atmosphere as Queen Camilla and King Charles leave their thrones. Observers note the crowd's apparent stillness, with no cheers or applause as Camilla passes by. Some say this silence stems from long-standing anger toward Camilla, whose past controversies have not faded in the public's mind. Viewers have labeled the clip disgusting because of the cold reception, suggesting the monarchy still grapples with unresolved issues. At the same time, Meghan Markle's name has appeared in discussions about this footage, adding another layer of drama. Critics claim Meghan's own experiences with intense media scrutiny echo Camilla's, while others argue the two situations cannot be compared. The shared focus on both women has stirred deeper debates about public perception and who truly fits into the royal mold. This coronation moment highlights a bigger question. Can personal mistakes or negative press ever be fully erased within the monarchy? Many royal watchers say the public's reaction to Camilla might hint at problems behind the scenes. They wonder if the monarchy's efforts to promote unity are enough to overcome lingering resentment. Overall, the new disgusting footage of Meghan Markle and Queen Camilla has caused fresh controversies. It showcases the royal family's constant struggle to manage public opinion and move forward. For now, it remains unclear whether these tensions will subside or if further fallout will complicate Camilla's role as queen consort. The public is watching every move. Public resentment toward Camilla. Public resentment toward Camilla has escalated once again, especially after new footage from King Charles III's coronation surfaced. In the clip, the public stands still, refusing to applaud or even shift as Queen Camilla passes by. Many interpret this cold reaction as a direct sign of lingering anger. Camilla's critics argue that she permanently damaged the monarchy's image. Comments describing her as completely insane still swirl, reflecting a long-standing distrust of her motives and personality. Although years have passed since she first joined the royal family, the memory of her controversial history remains. Generational views play a role. Older audiences recall the original scandal in detail, while younger people tend to form opinions based on current developments. Even so, negative perceptions live on. Some watchers feel Camilla's official role as queen consort is undeserved, fueling public frustration. Adding to the tension is the spotlight on Meghan Markle, whose own harsh treatment by the media parallels Camilla's struggles with public approval. The new video linking Camilla and Meghan has sparked heated debates online, with opinions divided over who is truly at fault. Supporters of both women claim the footage is taken out of context, while opponents use it as more evidence of hidden conflicts. Regardless of where the truth lies, the clip's release highlights how Camilla continues to face skepticism. Judging by recent events, it seems that for many in the public eye, those old resentments are far from over. Time alone may not fix this. Media perception of Camilla. Many people remain unsure about Queen Camilla, and the media's portrayal has done little to help her image. In newly released footage from King Charles III's coronation, viewers see Camilla stroll by without receiving so much as a nod from onlookers. The press quickly called this moment disgusting, pointing to public anger and a history of mistrust. For years, media stories have painted Camilla as manipulative or even completely insane. These harsh labels often overshadow her efforts to improve her standing in the royal family. Camilla's past controversies are well known, and journalists frequently publish stories that highlight her negative reputation. Even when she carries out royal duties or offers support to important charities, critics argue her actions come too late. The spotlight tends to find the darkest parts of her past, suggesting that no matter how active she is in public service, the media tailors its coverage to keep her old mistakes in focus. Some feel this negative view is unfair. Articles sometimes point out that Camilla has helped King Charles juggle his official responsibilities, standing by him over the years. But balanced coverage is rare, as scandalous tales guarantee higher readership. Even in modern times, the media's appetite for dramatic royal stories remains strong. With this new coronation clip, it appears that the press will continue shaping Camilla's image around shock value. Whether she can fully leave behind the negative press remains an open question. Some observers believe she may yet earn wider acceptance. Generational divide in acceptance. The public's perception of Queen Camilla reveals a clear generational divide, especially in light of the newly surfaced coronation footage. As Camilla walked past the crowd alongside King Charles, the cold silence from onlookers highlighted the lingering resentment many still feel. For older generations, who lived through the Charles-Diana-Camilla love triangle, Camilla remains the other woman who played a role in the downfall of Diana's fairy tale marriage. These individuals often hold on to the painful scandals of the past, making it hard for them to see Camilla as a legitimate queen consort. On the other hand, younger generations tend to view the situation differently. Many of them were either too young to fully understand the Diana-era drama or weren't born yet. As a result, they are more likely to judge Camilla based on her current actions rather than her past. To this group, Camilla appears to be a supportive partner to King Charles and a royal figure dedicated to her duties and charitable causes. However, even among younger people, there's a sense of unease. Diana's legacy as a beloved humanitarian and people's princess casts a long shadow, making it difficult for Camilla to fully escape comparisons. The media also plays a significant role in keeping the past alive, as every major event involving Camilla is inevitably linked to Diana's memory. This generational divide underscores the challenge Camilla faces in fully winning over the public. Time may soften opinions, but the scars of the past remain for many. Princess Anne's cold reception. The royal family is no stranger to internal tensions, and Princess Anne's cold reception of Queen Camilla has long been a source of intrigue. Recent footage from King Charles III's coronation has reignited speculation about these strained dynamics. While public attention has largely focused on Meghan Markle and Queen Camilla's controversial images, Princess Anne's frosty demeanor toward Camilla has also stood out, reflecting the lingering unease between the two. Princess Anne, known for her no-nonsense attitude and unwavering dedication to royal duty, was reportedly not thrilled about her brother's marriage to Camilla. Anne's disapproval dates back to Camilla's role in the infamous love triangle with Charles and Diana, which severely tarnished the monarchy's image. For Anne, a staunch supporter of tradition, Camilla symbolized disruption, a figure whose controversial past clashed with the royal family's efforts to maintain its reputation. Adding to the tension is Anne's personal history with Camilla's former husband, Andrew Parker Bowles, with whom Anne had a brief romantic relationship. This shared history likely created an undercurrent of awkwardness that complicated their interactions further. Despite the passage of time, reports suggest that Anne and Camilla's relationship remains polite but distant. Anne's reserved nature and adherence to royal tradition contrast sharply with Camilla's more relaxed and informal approach, making it difficult for the two to connect. The coronation footage only emphasizes how these personal and historical tensions continue to play a role in shaping royal relationships, hinting at deeper divisions within the monarchy. Integration challenges for Camilla. Integration has always been a tough path for Camilla Parker Bowles, now known as Queen Camilla, especially given her past controversies. Her role in the famous love triangle with Prince Charles and the late Princess Diana has created a permanent cloud of mistrust. Many people still see her as the other woman who broke Diana's heart. Even decades later, these events shape public opinion, forcing Camilla to face harsh judgment. The monarchy itself also presented obstacles. Princess Anne, known for her strict devotion to protocol, reportedly viewed Camilla with suspicion, adding tension during official events. Even after Queen Elizabeth II offered polite acceptance, rumors of ongoing strain lingered. Beyond palace walls, Camilla deals with a media that often replays Diana's tragedy. In press coverage, Camilla is sometimes labeled as cold or calculating, overshadowing her charitable efforts. The release of new footage featuring her and Meghan Markle has stirred more debate, with critics insisting that Camilla's acceptance remains fragile. Despite these challenges, Camilla tries to prove her dedication through official appearances and support for charities like literacy programs or health causes. She aims to show a more caring side of herself, hoping that time and consistent work will ease tensions. Yet the journey is far from simple. Daughter-in-law battles, public skepticism, and Diana's enduring legacy all stand in her way. Only time can reveal if Camilla will ever fully gain the acceptance she seeks. For now, every appearance carries extra weight, reminding her that the crown demands both patience and resilience. Ongoing criticism of Camilla's role. Camilla Parker Bowles, now Queen Camilla, has dealt with negative public opinion for decades. Much of this stems from her past affair with King Charles III while he was married to Princess Diana. For many people, Diana was a beloved figure who brought warmth and compassion to the royal family. When the affair was revealed, Camilla was blamed for destroying that fairy tale marriage. Even though the events happened long ago, these memories remain vivid for supporters of Diana, keeping distrust of Camilla alive. The media also plays a part in shaping opinions. Newspapers and gossip magazines often revisit Camilla's role in the royal scandals of the 1990s. Many headlines still paint her as completely insane, manipulative, or calculating. These terms, repeated year after year, can influence how people feel about her. Despite her charitable work and ongoing royal duties, old accusations resurface whenever new footage or stories appear, reminding the public of her controversial past. Adding to the criticism is the enduring admiration for Diana. As a humanitarian and devoted mother, Diana formed a deep connection with people around the world. Camilla, by comparison, often appears reserved and less approachable. This sharp contrast means Diana's supporters still view Camilla with suspicion. Although the royal family has tried to show unity, many remain unconvinced that Camilla deserves a positive place in modern monarchy. Over time, some attitudes have softened, yet criticism remains strong among those who cannot forgive or forget. For Camilla, moving past old wounds continues to be an uphill battle. Comparison to Meghan Markle's media scrutiny. Camilla Parker Bowles, now Queen Camilla, has endured years of harsh press headlines, much like Meghan Markle experienced after her marriage to Prince Harry. While both women joined the royal family under very different circumstances, the media's appetite for drama often leads to a similar pattern of exaggerated stories. Camilla's past affair with King Charles loomed large in tabloids, painting her as a home wrecker who caused deep pain to Princess Diana. In a similar way, Meghan's every move, past and present, was also dissected, with critics labeling her difficult or unfit for royal life. The newly released footage that some call disgusting highlights a potential connection between both women's struggles. Critics argue that Camilla remains unpopular with many who adored Diana, just as Meghan faced backlash from those who felt she broke royal tradition. The public's distrust stems from emotional ties to beloved figures, Diana in Camilla's case, and long-standing forms of tradition in Meghan's case. Both women remain under a microscope, with cameras catching every misstep. However, Meghan and Camilla also share moments of support and philanthropy, which receive far less attention than rumors or negative incidents. Despite their separate roles, they each use their platform to champion various causes, hoping the public will someday see more than old scandals or quick judgments. Whether or not this new footage truly changes everything, it serves as a reminder that royal women, past and present, can face similar challenges when thrust into the constant glare of media scrutiny. Camilla's efforts to rehab image. Camilla Parker Bowles, now Queen Camilla, has spent years trying to repair her public image, which suffered greatly after her affair with King Charles III became known during his marriage to Princess Diana. The public accused her of breaking apart a fairy tale world, and for many, she is still the other woman. Despite the passage of time, media stories often highlight her past, calling her completely insane or manipulative, making it difficult for her to move on. To improve her reputation, Camilla has focused on charitable work. She supports causes like osteoporosis research, reflecting her personal connection to the disease through family history. She also raises awareness about domestic violence and sexual assault, hoping that steady, meaningful action can show a sincere desire to help others. Over the years, she has become more visible in royal duties, projecting a smiling, friendly image to match her role as queen consort. Still, the memory of Diana looms large. Many people continue to adore Diana, recalling her warmth and charm. They struggle to accept Camilla's new position, seeing her as the cause of Diana's heartbreak. Even the late Queen Elizabeth II's decision to endorse Camilla as queen consort did not fully convince longtime Diana supporters to forgive and forget. Monarchy's ongoing public relations challenges. The monarchy is facing new public relations issues after newly released footage of Meghan Markle and Queen Camilla triggered an outcry. The video, which some watchers call disgusting, has reignited old arguments about Camilla's past and Meghan's ongoing troubles with the royal family. For many, Camilla remains linked to the heartbreak of Princess Diana, and her presence stirs up deep resentment that overshadowed King Charles III's coronation. Meanwhile, Meghan endures constant media scrutiny, often portrayed as challenging royal traditions or overshadowing more senior royals. As older generations still see Camilla as a villain, younger fans support Meghan but question the monarchy's reaction to her. This divide hinders the royal family's attempts at unity. Princess Anne's frosty demeanor, captured in coronation footage, only adds fuel to rumors of lingering tensions. Pegging Camilla as completely insane or blaming Meghan for ignoring protocol highlights a deeper lack of faith in the monarchy's capacity to evolve while respecting tradition. In response, Buckingham Palace has tried to emphasize charity work and positive engagements, hoping to soften public opinion. Yet the memory of Diana looms large, with many unwilling to forgive Camilla's past or accept Meghan's modern viewpoint. These ongoing controversies suggest that the monarchy's attempts to manage its image may not be enough. Let us know in the comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also, click on the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.